All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to really is an exciting and probably one of its kind right now in our country opportunity where a community has come together in such a powerful way. You know, when we envisioned the opening of this, I think we envisioned all kinds of people gathering, but because of the environment we're in, it's a smaller gathering, but it's a small but powerful symbol of what this community is all about. Here you're standing at the Hope and Healing Center, a center that is here to change the conversation and eventually change the lives of people who have found themselves on a trajectory that has captured their life in a negative way into addiction. And so we're excited that the organizations of the county, thank you, County Commission, you've been so supportive. The Sheriff's Department, what an amazing partner the Sheriff's Department has been. The EMS team, Walmart, representing a lot of community corporations and businesses, have come together to put the resources into a small but powerful center that will interact with people's lives at a moment where they're struggling. And so today we've started to begin. We've already taken care of people this last week, and we're going to begin to continue that, and you'll see this grow. This week we started these last couple of weeks with intensive outpatient therapy, where people have come here for an outpatient interaction for several hours and continue that. Starting actually after this, we will open up the residential part of this facility. There's 12 beds in there now. We have the capacity to go up to almost 30. We expect from some of the preliminary feedback that we're getting, even through the substance use navigators at the hospitals, that there's already desire to access the residential facility. We were talking earlier how that's a good news, bad news thing. It's good news that we have this resource here now. It's bad news that people need it. But we're going to continue to work together as a community and put a lot of focus and a lot of resource, a lot of heart and a lot of energy and good quality health care into the lives of people so that they can feel some hope and some healing in their lives. Well, this all started about a year and a half ago with conversations with the Sheriff Department. And so it gives me just absolute thrill to present to you my sheriff, and really one of the energies behind this, not only in our community, but in our state. Please welcome Sheriff Dennis Lima.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Tim, for your partnership, your friendship, your collaboration. This is an exciting day for us. Our teams have worked hard to make sure that we got here. And I want to take a moment to thank Captain Sammy Gibson. He's really been a pioneer in our team. He's moved mountains, and congratulations, Sammy. You've done such a remarkable job. I think from the beginning, we recognized that back 2 or 3 years ago, for the first time in over 100 years, the mortality rate was negatively affected by an unprecedented amount of overdoses that were going on across the country. We saw that the life expectancy of a U.S. citizen was being diminished because of this unprecedented dependence on opioids, many times synthetic opioids that we've seen now. Our pagers would alert nearly daily of somebody overdosing, and I think that up until here recently, we look at those as accidental unattended deaths, where people would be hospitalized because they've overdosed. They ultimately were released back into the same environment that they overdosed in the first place, increasing their likelihood of overdosing and dying by over 800 times. That was before AdventHealth said, enough's enough, we're going to partner, we're going to do something, and they created this complete concept in their local hospital to make sure that the people that are navigating a course and path towards recovery are given the help that they need, and as importantly, the family members that are behind these loved ones are given the resources they need to understand and to work with the person who's on that course towards recovery. Prior to that, it was almost a catch and release. You would find somebody, you would stabilize them, you would hospitalize them, and ultimately release them back into that same environment. And again, we know that relapse is a part of recovery. This process and this relationship that we have is going to do more than change the lives of the people who are navigating the path towards recovery, but quite frankly, change generations to follow. We know that if you are the son or daughter of somebody who is addicted to a substance or incarcerated, you are 8 times more likely to engage in maladaptive behavior yourself. So as we get these families clean, as we treat this as a medical condition, we not only are saving them, but are saving generations of their loved ones to follow. I've talked about this, and it's been stated, and it's worthy of stating again, that this is not a situation of trying to make bad people good, but rather sick people well, and needs to be treated as a clinical condition. Many people who are now dependent on opioids were at one time legally introduced to the drug by somebody that they trusted. We know by now the effects that Big Pharma had, the overprescribing of opioid, Oxycontin particularly, the lawsuits that are out there. But now, when the state has a prescription pill monitoring system and people can't doctor shop anymore, what they've done is they've turned to synthetic opioids. Synthetic opioids are very, very dangerous. You look at heroin. Fentanyl is 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times more potent than heroin. Carfentanil is 100 times more potent than fentanyl. Or a microgram, the equivalent of 8 grains of salt, is a lethal and deadly dose. Unfortunately, because of the unintended consequences of COVID-19, we are seeing a significant spike in overdoses and dependency. You can only think of one moment if your life was tough before COVID-19 and you were turning to your substance of choice to try to get you through with personal isolation, unemployment, worrying about paying your bills, has only turned more people to a substance than ever before. The numbers support that. If you compare this year to last year, or 2020, March of 2020 to now, you see a 62% increase in overdoses in Seminole County, a 31% increase in overdose deaths. To put that in a volume of numbers, last year there were 740 people in Seminole County that overdosed. Just as recent as a few hours ago, our EMS personnel in Seminole County revived somebody with the use of Narcan who once again overdosed. This center, strategically placed where there's a vulnerable population here, nobody would ever doubt that, is just one more step in our overall partnership and process to get people the health that they need. Those who have to be incarcerated, and I'm not so sure that every person who is incarcerated needs to be incarcerated, quite frankly. I think that if your dependency on a substance is what drove you down the path to commit crime in the first place, a correctional facility is not the best place for you to get your treatment. However, with that, if you are inside, our team that's here in the back have done remarkable things through accepting change through treatment. We're one of the few correctional facilities that does all 3 forms of FDA-approved medical-assisted treatment, whether it's methadone, buprenorphine, or Vivitrol. It's all going on in the same time. And I will tell you, what I've seen happen with the deputy sheriffs and police officers that are working in this space is dopamine is released through the body. The first time that you can actually help somebody and they start to get clean. And it's something that our team is incredibly excited about. I want to give a shout out to City Commissioner Matt Morgan, who's here with us. He has been a remarkable ambassador of our cause and our charge leaving forward, has told his personal story, substance use, addiction, and dependency as a WWE superstar, and has been a great voice with that process. Andre Bailey, I don't know if Andre has made it here, but Project Opioid is something that we're working with in the Orlando metropolitan area to tie in the faith-based community, business community, and private and public sector, including law enforcement agency. He's another wonderful person. Guys, the hard road is ahead. And I think that this organization, this partnership, and this facility will serve as a model to save lives. I can't thank Tim enough for his friendship and partnership. AdventHealth has been such a remarkable ambassador. And I want to thank our county commission, because without their support and trust and confidence and collaboration to work together to save lives, none of this would be possible. Particularly, I want to thank my friend, Commissioner and Seminole County Chair Lee Constantine, who from the beginning has been such a strong ambassador of this effort. Good things are here to come. And lastly, I want to thank all of you, because the people who are behind the cameras here today are the people who work in the trenches. It's not lost for one moment that drug dealers need to go to jail. And I think that we have done that pretty well for many, many years. The people who are selling drugs in our community, in our streets, need to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And working with our 18th Judicial Circuit State Attorney, we have charged more than 25 people with first-degree murder here in Seminole County when they've dealt deadly doses of narcotics. You think about it. That's an important part of the message that cannot be lost, because every person who takes a drug or substance from that drug dealer quite possibly can experience similar fate as the person who overdosed. But simply, you can't arrest your way out of this problem. I think we've said that time and time again. You can't arrest your way out of this problem. You have to do that, but you have to give MAT, cognitive behavioral therapy, bring people in. And what's unique about this facility here is nobody will be turned away. The uninsured and underinsured population will receive services here, no questions asked. Although it's close to a law enforcement agency, we don't have any involvement with meddling in the business of AdventHealth. It is their shop, their operation, and we're not going to be looking to make cases out of this area. This is where somebody's going to get clean. So sorry for going long, but there's a lot of things in our mind, and every time you get one of those pages, you're influenced in a way where you feel like you want to share with somebody else. It's something that we're incredibly passionate about. So with that, it's my honor to introduce our Seminole County Chair, Lee Constantine.
Good morning, and what a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful day for not only the great weather here in Florida, but also because of this facility. I mean, so many people can do it, but we here in Seminole County are the first to do it. And this is a private-public partnership that we should be very, very proud of. I just want to thank our sheriff, Dennis Lima, who's done such a remarkable job in the opioid crisis and the fight. I also want to thank Tim Cook and AdventHealth for being such a great partner here in this community for so long, and how important it is that we do have this private-public partnership. I saw, as I was walking in, one of my fellow commissioners, and I just want to recognize Andrea Herr here today for thanking for everything that she's doing for the people of Seminole County. And ladies and gentlemen, I also want to thank somebody that's been a hero throughout this pandemic and opioid crisis, our health director here in Seminole County, Donna Walsh. Donna Walsh. I'm just fortunate to be the person that gets to stand up here and tell you that Seminole County is part of this fight, that we are proud to be part of this fight, and that because of the people of Seminole County giving myself and Andrea and others the opportunity to serve, that we want you to know how important this is. We are proud that we were able to provide this facility, because we know how much good it's going to do for this community. I want to thank Bobby and Maverick of McGee Construction, who did such a great job in helping utilize this particular space and putting it together. Are you here today? There they are, way in the back. Thank you very much. And I want to tell you, when we're talking about private-public partnerships, it is so important that we involve the community, that there is that sense of real, empowerment, that we all work together. And so I want to introduce the person that's going to be embodiment of that today also. Someone who I met when I was up in Tallahassee and has been, a great leader in helping, in providing charitable and philanthropic work throughout Florida. Moni Brown, and she is from Walmart, and she is their government relations and public relations director. Moni, please come on up here.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. The mask dilemma is real, people. Sorry. So yes, I'm Monicia Brown, Director of Public Affairs and Government Relations, and happy to be here today. Walmart is happy to be represented in this public-private partnership and to be here with these esteemed community leaders. But I did not do this alone, and there's so many people behind the Walmart brand, and we have some of those folks who have actually been very involved here in the community. Russell Bear and Michael Judd they're both here, raise your hands. They've been directly involved with the Project Opioid since the outset and have continued to be just the best advocates and the best leaders for Walmart here on the ground. And then I know we have some other folks from Walmart. Raise your hand. We don't do this individually, we do this together. So I want to thank all of them for being here and everyone for being here to celebrate the long-awaited opening of the Hope and Healing Center. Walmart has been long committed to being a part of the fabric of the communities that we serve. In addition, healthy living and healthy lifestyles are core to our customers. Whether we are addressing food insecurities by working with local food banks and being one of the largest donators of food worldwide, or providing COVID testing or most recently, COVID vaccines to communities in need. We know that this is making a difference in places where we have the ability to help and support people. And to that end, we are happy to be here today as a company prioritizing the community and our responsibility to make a positive difference for our customers and frankly, meeting their expectations. So why is Walmart involved? At Walmart, we see and feel the impact of the opioid crisis in the communities that we serve. Our mission is to help people live better, and this means helping fight the opioid crisis nationally. As part of our commitment, in early 2017, we launched an initiative called the Walmart Opioid Stewardship Initiative, and this program is established to identify concrete, high-impact actions to help fight the opioid epidemic. The initiative focuses on supporting three core areas: stewardship, education, and advocacy. We know that establishing centers like this in safe places that are easily accessible to people so that they can gain access in a comfortable setting will make all the difference in their battle against their addiction. This partnership with the sheriff, AdventHealth, and the community will save lives and allow people to live better. We are proud of this partnership and look forward to the many success stories to come. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I want to slowly bring this now to a conclusion, and then we'll have an opportunity for some tours. I would be remiss if I didn't call out the specific AdventHealth folk that really played a pivotal role in this. And there are so many stories that we could be up here for hours telling you of unique ways that things came together that we would have never thought. Nicole Ayub, who is a director of nursing at AdventHealth Altamont, really took this on to be the point person working with Sammy and did a phenomenal job learning all kinds of new things that were outside of her historical sphere. And then Dr. Scott Tucker joined AdventHealth before this idea was birthed, came here from Ocala with unique background and skills to run a center like this, but that's not why he was brought to AdventHealth. But all of a sudden, those two things came together, and Scott was here. Dr. Ganjam, our medical director, who had some unique work that he was doing with behavioral health and substance abuse. Again, this was not on the radar screen 2 years ago, was able to plug in and bring that clinical excellence to a new height for us. The staff that have joined us here, many of them you will see, are phenomenal people. We had a little dedication service last week. These people have this so ingrained in their heart that they want to reach out and connect with the people who are going through this and give them a new launch pad into their life. It is phenomenal, the stories that we could tell. And I hope that all of the conversations today, you didn't miss the magic of the partnership theme. You know, throughout this last couple of months, and again, Scott could tell you stories where independent community nonprofits have reached out and said, we heard about the Hope and Healing Center. We do this. Could this be unique and helpful for you? And Scott said, yeah, that would be a really unique way to support the folks that are coming here. All of these community nonprofits are beginning to integrate, and it's just, that just doesn't happen. Not one organization can provide the service and the support for these people that they really need. But when we pull together, powerful collaboration breeds powerful collaboration, and that's what you're experiencing here, and that's what you're seeing today. So we are so grateful for each and every one of you, for all the teams and all the organizations represented. Even Leadership Seminole, Matt Morgan and I are in the class of 29. It was in the middle of the year of COVID, and that our theme is that class that never ends because COVID has continued to go. But Matt Morgan and somebody else you know, Chris Anderson, are putting on through Leadership Seminole a fundraising event. They want to raise funds to support the first 15 individuals who go through here that don't have resources to go through here, to create that kind of community energy. And you can talk to Matt about that event. I'm sure he'll be happy to sign you up for it. But it's a wonderful phenomenon to see the community get inspired and come out and help like they have been. As we close up this formal, it is our custom at AdventHealth, and I hope you would join me. We want to pray a blessing over this facility, over this community, and for each and every life and heart that goes through here, that they might receive true hope and healing in their life. If you'd join me as we pray. Gracious God, you are amazing. And when we look back over the past couple of years, you just cannot ignore that you were involved in this. You brought people together, you opened hearts, you inspired minds and imaginations, and here we stand at the launch pad of a center that will give people a new door to walk through, a new path to walk on. And we just ask your blessing, that each staff would be dedicated and committed each day to connect with those individuals who need your loving touch, that you would be present here in the lives of those who are contemplating, where do they go? Where do they go to receive some hope and healing? And now you can open their heart to a new opportunity. So gracious God, bless each and every participant, bless each and every organization, bless each and every family in this county, that you may be present in their lives to truly bring wholeness and hope and healing. And we pray this in your name. Amen. God bless you all.